Hello everyone. So, let me check. I have maybe 11 tickets. So tell me two numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11. Eight and 8. You mean 8 and 9 in this case? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listo. Yes. The shit is everywhere. First one is nothing. And second. And second is also nothing. Well, good luck next time. Maybe tomorrow. What the heck did I open? What I don't like in touchscreen, that when you move your phone back and forth, you can accidentally press some button and accidentally burn somebody without even noticing it. Possible. And how to avoid this? It's impossible. Oh yeah, need to check the sound. Test. I actually wanted to connect my amplifier. Well, at least test how it's working. But turned out I have no cables to do this. So order them, they'll arrive tomorrow. Will I use them or not? We'll see. Anyway, I would like to slightly raise the sound of this game console. Hello, Rich Cat. Have you read... wait a second, why are there question marks here? I actually know who is this. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I memorized everything there is to know. AV receivers that I have. The non... something 960 something. So you can connect to its RCA cable and amplify the sound. But the only RCA cables I have, it's this only one. It's already connected to this console. So I need another one. It will go to receiver, and from receiver back to... Oh, it's another amplifier. It's not a switch, but something else. Yeah, this one. Usually I'm using it to extract sound from HDMI. Hold on. Yes, if you connect something like PlayStation 5, the best way to extract the sound is from HDMI cable. Anyway. Very good. The paperwork from the prosecutor substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as you mentor, I mentored from Karma, Follow 1, and Cube. Case closed? Of course not. That's episode number 4 out of 5. And there will be another 5 after this. Will accept nothing short of perfection. Understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in cards at such an early stage in my career, I'm honored and proud. As I have watched over your studies, I give you this very rare chance. HDMI audio extractor. If its weight less than 1 kilo, it might be not good, but who knows? Because I had another one, it was really lighter, like 200 grams or something. It was not good. So I bought maybe a receiver in this case. It's working much better. Burnt? Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. Actually, any cable can be good, but why I'm using a AV receiver? Because it can process 4K 120 resolution and frame rate, of course, only. So I need not to just extract the sound, but also to save the video in 120 FPS. Less than half a year ago. Very cheap. Super curious. So it's only extracting audio, not processing video. What? Weapon reach? She's already left. That's such a legendary prosecutor. Is watching over and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Why the hell there's so many people inside? Defendant login number 1. So don't like that you can only read what is on the left if you move into the left. Hallway. Courtroom. Modestly. The same signal bit to bit. So it's using HDMI 2.1. Excuse me, madam, but is something the matter? Just thought someone would have brought her the what? Right now. Gain something French. Well, when I bought a receiver, this HDMI 2.1 just arrived, and almost nobody uses it, of course. It's actually super hard to find one. Well, this is a horse house. It would be quite atypical to provide horse the... What? Okay, let's Google this. What the heck is this horse the... Ross, whatever it is. It's some kind of turtlettes or something. And looks like I already Googled for it at some point of time. What the heck? Seriously, I already Googled for it, but I don't remember this. How the heck is it possible? Or... door? So it's or... This H and S are not pronounced. So or... door? Or door? Whatever it is. Appetizers. Why is the heck not to use the word appetizer? Seriously. And if it's or... Well, I don't understand what H is doing here, but S? Why? Turtle power? Hey, sure. Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here. What Jar is doing right now? I only see him in chatting, that's all. What the heck does she think of a courthouse is for? Okay. Fancy? If somebody was using this in real life, you're going to a restaurant, they provide you appetizers. And that's great. Then you made all of this. Awesome, but didn't you get fired right after you made them? Oh yeah, I did. Spend the same amount of money on this model as it costs to build the real thing. What? And my boss wasn't very happy with me. Didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? Tell me about it someday when you're older. A secret mechanism? Maybe he installed it as payback for getting fired? Could be trouble. Now I'm curious. We already used it in the very first game. The model of the courthouse. It's pretty well constructed. Hands and face? What do you mean this thing transforms? Tartlets, I said? Type of appetizer? Yet I wonder for what other purpose could they have been made? This is so good! Could drink a whole gallon! No heard of water that tastes that good. Gallon is 4 liters, approximately. Actually less. Maybe I'll give him a minute. Does he plan on gulping an entire reservoir dry? What's that? So you have a hard shell made at flour and put in it inside some butter, meat, brine, whatever. Something like this. Luxurious and beautiful leather sofa. Let's say every part of this courthouse is meticulously well kept. Also, the position of the sofa puts one under the direct gaze of the judges. Every judge in this courthouse history has had quite the bird. But also, our door has gallantly parted with the beloved head of heresy. Being a judge must be a very stressful career. saying there's only one person to whom I must speak, this one. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute, because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Bern Faraday, gave the order. Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own brain. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Bern Faraday? This pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense. No man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. And there's no reason to even deal with such individuals. The prosecutor is a guardian of the courts. One has no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there's no reason to deal with such individuals. I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday will not be forgiven. But have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused, prosecutor Bern Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of von Karma. So, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything that is written down in the case files, but I am not. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. For all door. Understood. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Cardopian embassy? Why they say that everything is happening in the United States and in Japan when they simply could make up another country's name without any problem? The victim, Mr. Died Man, was a staff member at the embassy. The defendant, in this case, Mr. Mackrell, was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Cardopian embassy as well. First, Urel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill that man. Wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rell and the murderer. The act of Mr. Rell firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to, by the real Yatagarasu, Bern Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of the Cardopian embassy staff member, People are actually referring to it as the second KJ8 incident. Snacks? Well, usually snacks you're not supposed to eat during the main course. So maybe. Let me check wiki one more time. No, it's actually starter. In this case it's appetizer. Dish served before a meal. To rise your appetite, you're supposed to consume it. Snacks usually to kill your appetite. Quite the opposite. But I must say that when you consume snack, you want to eat more and more and more. So it's actually the same. Also, chips are both appetizers and snacks. Well, here in this country. Oh, in French it means outside the work. Outside the work? So maybe it's actually a snack. Direct translation. Actually, I cut my fingers in many places today. Because I was installing PVC pipes, forgot to put my gloves on. When you cut them, and the burr after this, can easily cut your fingers. What I actually did. The second KJ8 incident, I'm very sorry sir, but I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's a relation that only a select few are privy to. Can you please enlighten me, sir? Well, not completely cut but on the skin. Sir, what I mean by the second KJ8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Don't you know the original case? Take a look at these documents. It's a 3-year-old newspaper. Maybe we don't? You've heard of the Amana Group scandal before? Correct. Alright, let's see what it is. Ethiopian Embassy staff member Mania Kochan found not guilty. It's like I don't know this one. The victim, Miss Keke. You? Shadow or the monogram? What's his what? Relation and the something ring? It's too small on the screen to see. And that's a flashback. Yes, I have. Flashback inside the flashback again. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested. Under suspicion of smuggling. Younger prosecutor Dodon? What? Correct. Singapore little daughter? There's a real Singapore little daughter? Is such name? Kikinyo was an employee of the Amana Group and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Monsieur, how to pronounce it, who knows, was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Ethiopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Because he's some kind of protege, follower, part of the family. That's why the clothes are almost the same. Yes, an Ethiopian by the name of Manny Kochan was the suspect. However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? What's his relation to the smuggling ring? Okay, now I can see. If only I was in charge of the case, I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty. The matter really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Indeed. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KJ8 incident as well? That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KJ8 incident. So that's why it is being called the second KJ8 incident. Yes. Yet, there's one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu? Or better find out more. If it's true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Hadopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious account records and release them publicly. Publicly? Or more likely to steal secrets from the Hadopian embassy itself, since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. Crazy grandma gun? Well, she appears only as a witness, and that was enough. And now it's a flashback, so obviously she's not him. What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, what do you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. The prosecutor in charge of both the KJ8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. Pink suits of just Redon, but of course. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. What is it, little girl? You're scary, mister. Did you need something? I want to try these coins with you. Why? A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But it looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want? Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Could the child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? The paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is complete. Why you? Do you even know how much time they slept before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. And have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant? It's no water, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. Proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. Disrespect. Same as usual, I actually don't like investigations. Not based on every single statement? Yes. Much more interesting. Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? It's possible that the defense is not prepared yet, either. Nelly, where's Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure, I wasn't really paying attention. Ah, you must be the one Mr. von Karma recommended. Slightly different? Is it the same judge? Actually, doubt. It's supposed to be different. And this will be a first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. By the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? Harry Dodon? Bachelor? Despite the fact he's awfully stupid? Could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Can't think of it. The other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume, however. Yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What that blasted Buffon up to? Looks like he was killed. Alright then. It's an emergency, sirs. Silence! There shall be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. Please, wait. You have to listen to me. It's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday, and the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead. 2 deaths? What? Wonderful. Stay back. No one's allowed on the crime scene, period. Are those bullet holes? Or those are spit holes? Just who does this oddball think he is? It's becoming quite the hotspot. Isn't she Mr. Wells' defense attorney? You! No right in the hallway, bro! And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Drink vending machine. Now is not the time to be pondering what kind of drink I want. And you are? For me? At all. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken, my name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor. Prosecutor? Never seen a prosecutor as young as you, Paul. Tell you my name. Now, would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently, I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream. It's what I was born to do. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first? Can you see his age already? Looks like not. Why is he his judge here? Judge will be criminal? So what? Well. Just short name for Richard. This detective is entirely so excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? Not that I don't have to tell you anything, right? Richard. I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Well, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bats is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? Samir, I was guarding the door to defendant lobby number 2, where they were. So you were the guard too. You notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and then I kinda froze. Active, and easily gunshots scared you that much? Then again, I can hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range. Then Detective Bats came running to the stand. In Japanese, definitely his name was different. I actually want to know what was it. Let's see. The Gumshoe Wiki. Think it will be enough. Alright, his real name is... where the heck is this? Oh, found it. So, Keisuke Itanokagiri. Itanokagiri Keisuke. Just Keisuke? In French, his name was Detective. Detective? Dick Johnson? No. Keisuke. In Chinese, his name is Mi-O-Xi? What? What the heck is this? Oh, in Korean they didn't translate his name. I actually prefer when people don't translate names. Let's see. We entered the lobby number 2 together, and both men were lying there, dead. That's everything. Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Peep? Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Actually, don't like when they eat on purpose. Just need to constantly review them. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Popping sounds? Yes. Especially at a time like this. Apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. Was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. Do not take me for some naive novice. So you're a student of von Karma. I should have... Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Oh, thanks for the great laugh. But try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callista Yu. What? What? A relative to the victim? Nope, sounds much better and easy to pronounce. Despite its shots of newbie? Or newbie again. Leave newbie. And if you're telling the truth, then we're about to go head to head in court. But of course, I've heard much about you, miss. Alright, let's see how actually to pronounce this Y-E-W. Oh my god, it's actually a tree. Let's listen to it, hold on. It's actually what I thought about it when I saw it for the first time, just you. Of course, Glitchhead, but I had some doubts about it. Can it be so easy? It actually was so easy. But of course, I've heard much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare? They say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. Don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? Paid woman? In circus? In the case, then why are you here? What's so funny? Jen, the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about that. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Terrell Mudd, homicide. I was informed of the situation. Came as quickly as possible. So how do you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here? Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Cheese? In it. Homicides aren't my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Yatagarasu or not? Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son? Not your son, Pops. How old is he? 53. This looks like 53, but before there were people at the age of 50 and they looked much, much older. Nick just 26 here. Lee Kuan Yew? How should I know? Is it Korean? Koreans, I have 3 names. Like, I also have 3 names. Let's Google. Prime Minister of Singapore. How should I know this? His born name is Harry Lee Kuan Yew. Why is it he changed it like this? I mean, get rid of one single name. Was not... He didn't want to be associated with... I don't know, Western world? But Lee is Western. He needed to change double E to one I. He wanted to be more Asian-like. L-I, that's Eastern. L and double E, that's Western. Previously wanted to be associated with Western world. That's why he had double E. I already contacted HQ about the situation. I have got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid? I am Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. Come back down here, have a right to know. I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kids? Well, need to check his full story, of course, to know, but I actually was thinking about it. Let's check. Let's check. Earlier life. Semarang born Singaporean? What the heck is Semarang? Indonesia? So he's not really Singaporean? Parts of British Empire? Ah, Singapore, of course. Very complicated biography. Okay, I found it. Hans gave Lee the Western name Harry. What? Lee's paternal grandfather, Lee Han Long, was described as especially westernized at work on British ships, and that's why he received this Western name, of course, and he decided to get rid of it. The father spoke English as its first language. He looks like he was again Western world, not like his parents. Yet again, tons of text. To actually understand what was going on in his life. It'll take several hours. Just a dumb period? How to talk to adult kids? I think he's ageist. I think that every single age must be taken serious. And no rules. Each other. Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? Just a mirror? How dare you treat me like that? heard he was stopped to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, a Mr. Mark Rell, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went in the final lobby number 2? Yeah, that big black over there. His name's Namshan. He was in charge of guarding the place. It's clear that no one else entered the room. Then the keys. Then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy is really tasting my patience. Monsieur, there's someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Cadopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin. The killer? What's going on? Have to but the Monsieur's moods just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second, wasn't Manny Cochin? I'll be right there. It's nice to see you again, Monsieur. Why you here? Have no desire to ever see you again. No, actually, do you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine, let's go. Matt. Von Karma? It's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Yanagarasa is involved, and I see the case is no exception. Do you know Detective Butzer? Yes, it's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. The crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on down, but the man that I just passed by, was he not the suspect from the KJ8 incident? Don't wake you up? Alright, so I was right. Just what that man doing wandering around here? Faraday. Can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. She's thinking it's better to spend 2 more hours. I mean 3 hours in total. Go straight to sleep, get up early tomorrow, and continue working on my walk-in shower. So, sounds like a plan. I would prove his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here. What the heck was this? She's here again! Papa, how can you place him in charge? Here she is, Cube. Not old woman, but the young one, Miss Whip. Ziska, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation. What else? Ziska from Karma. So she's here on vacation from Germany. She's the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who is also junior to me. You're the one who is junior to me, and don't you forget it! You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Bar examination? What the heck is this? Tomorrow, finally, there will be a warm temperature here. 16 degrees. Next day it will be 25, I believe. If you were able to pass, you'll have absolutely no trouble at all, so today is the last call day. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I'm 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. Just like Francisco. She has no problem but mouthing someone right in front of them. But yeah, these two will be conducting the investigation. What? Want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. Crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority of the crime scene, and I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Francisco, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Francisco. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Then we'll see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. Looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. Just like him, he never fails. I'll appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Butt. Better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Butt will be a most arduous task. The only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously? Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? Only say it one more time. This a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. A competition? Person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name? Exactly. Don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolish mouth. Fine, whatever makes you happy. Can I take that you accepted my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and present it like the professional I am. Having to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. Stop wild. You kids over there, pull it, kid. Seriously, you're right, Miles. He just called you a kid. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy, You are going to watch all this time? Yes, sir. Right in bed, sir. Now, do what I say from now on, kids, okay? Better not get in our way, Scruffy. Feel the bites of my whip, if you do. Eek. Then you, Prosecutor Boy. Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Wait, now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, Prosecutor Boy. Layton again? My name is Miles Edgeworth. If you were to call me Prosecutor Boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? It's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, Paul. It's so naive. Finally. 1 hour later. Finally can start. But may I have a word with you? It's still not the start, goddammit. What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as the murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the man acquire the weapons? The gun was inside the Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Candopian embassy staff member. Well, I believe we already have killer in the list. She's just so thin right now. What the heck? Manny Caution. Supposed to be him. But himself? Also possible? You? Not sure. But I never heard anything about the knife. It's not really a knife. Some kind of quill. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? And then why doesn't the bat know about it? Wait, what if... It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence? He could have been brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Maybe you got some brain in there after all, kid. Is he getting to treat me like a child forever? It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counter-attacked. And the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet, I feel that it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. Must first find conclusive evidence. So as to ensure the honor of the phone carbonate. Why are these plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, Paul. I know that Touch did it. You're sure good at this stuff, aren't you, Val? Normally I'll be happier when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy... Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? She's not sure about plastic bags. They're definitely not good. Something like plastic containers that are hard would be much more suitable. Well, it'll take more place than bags. It's a crowd of plants, foliage. It's quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should perhaps purchase one for my room. Looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However, isn't logic the only logical conclusion is? Aha! What was that outburst for? My detective's instinct just hit me out real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see? The detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. I suppose he won't know much more than that till after examining the bodies. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun? Yeah, that does seem kinda strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? Why not? It's exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Also, I doubt I'll ever need to use one. Hope I never have to fire a gun either. Well, but it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. Given that the police screening proceedings need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. What the heck you added? Let's see. Was Faraday's evidence from embassy staff killing case? Why is the heck the gun that's supposed to be evidence is loaded? Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Oh, maybe some that we already noticed. Alright, I read it. Those bags are for keeping evidence safe. Sure good, this stuff, aren't you? No, definitely the same. Skip it, skip it. Knife. Looks like Mr. Rell died with the knife in his hand. He's somewhat stuck on it. Then he must use this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about that. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this, his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes. I'm not quite sure why knife looks different here. Hold on, how the heck is it possible? Why it's not even the same? Okay, there's blood on the right top. And what the heck is this right top? Is it blade? Okay, even the right top is blade. Why the heck blade is different here? Is it some kind of bug? What the heck? I simply don't understand. His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotchy pattern resembles an ink stain. Ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my own hands when I use my feather pen. Feather pen? Never seen one before. Why is it said feather pen when it's supposed to be a quill? Sure, I'm just making an apple? Mr. Wells' cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him laying face down. This is bad enough, but it's truly Lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Of metal? Well, let's see. And no, wait a second. Quill made of metal is called Fontaine Pen. So it cannot be out of metal. Because metal quill has a different name. But I will check. No, it cannot be metal. Made of light feather. Fontaine pen is metal. So no. You have some examples? You can show me. Can I feel Mr. Rel's cause of death? Is his body positioned like that? Wait a second, Rel? Let me check on scene. No, I think no. It cannot be metal. But I like to examine the bodies in further detail, if possible. For this, you're able to form a theory with them the way they are. I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding their perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it. Love it. Yes, sir. I've taken enough photos of the sensor. And there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Who? Harpsichords? Who the heck is this? It's a musical instrument. Wait a second, how's it related to a quill? Why do you need a quill for this? Small wedge-shaped piece of broad facet that plugs the strings of the harpsichord? Well, it's definitely a different type of quill. So, it's not for written. Hey, big fella, turn all the bodies for me, will you? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Come, sure. Do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. What now? So he attacked with his right hand here. And you right there. By the way, that's open. Something in his breast pocket. It's a Fontaine pen. Look at this. Metal quill is called Fontaine pen. Right there. Hey, you know I always keep a pencil behind my arm. Oh. It's because Detective Bad is always telling you. You should always write your name on everything you own. Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Nib? What the heck is nib? Where you getting such words? The pointed end part of a pen. But quill also have a nib on it. Also, nib is shallot and crushed coffee beans. It's just part of it. Let's see, what about this hole? Shot in the chest. Makes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. Aren't any burn marks on his clothes? That must mean... Wait, burn marks? Around gross, very hot. As it is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Give author's logic. It's more logic of someone who is localized it. However, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. Sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal. Aren't you this detective? It's as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding. What's wrong, detective? My stomach's starting to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, alright? The knife wounds in his chest here, see? One of the wounds matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding. Levy? Yes, sir. Very fine now, sir. Make it quick. From the look of things, one could deduce the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. I would say no. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That's my theory, in any case. What a crazy way to go. Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Let's see. Approximately 4 p.m. discovered immediately after a gunshot was heard. It's about the bodies. Faraday died of a knife stab to the chest. Rell died of a bullet wound to the chest. There is no gunpowder on his clothes, suggesting he was shot from a few yards away. What? Was it that with gumption? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, Paul. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal sized television like this one. Let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. And way too noisy. Even a noisy one, Scrappy. Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. What? I didn't touch it. There's a variation of the crime scene and the foundation of detective work. Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to show up on. TV has been left on. Why looking at me like that? Wasn't me. Didn't touch anything. I'm sure you do know what will happen to you if you touch something again, right? I won't touch anything. Won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir. And you, get back to your investigation, right? I have deja vu here with this TV. It was something like this in previous games. I was planning to do so anyway. The window is open and there's a fresh, flowery scent in the air. Flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for change? Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window well. Why? You wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the third floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows? But listen, if you want to shoot somebody, you just need to put your hands inside of the room, isn't it? Mars will never stop you. Same for the knife, but the question is how to put the gun and a knife in someone's hands. I don't know yet. Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right? Sort of everything when they were designed this courthouse. Very nice. There's some stuff on the back. Well, suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? Better not touch it. It leaves prints on it. Just not pay attention to anything you do. There's some plastic box stacked up on the table. There's tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know? Maybe the plastic box scattered on the floor are throwing us off. It's already hurt. Can already connect something, looks like yes. Ink stain and fountain pen. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from the fountain pen. Let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe? I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I always wanted to say that. Even if it was just one time in my life. Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. Hold on. Wait a second. If you write something with a pen, it's your left hand who can be staying like this, because you put it on top of the paper where you wrote something. Writing with your right hand? Oh my god, in Japan you writing from right to left? No? No, of course not, it's from left to right, you read them from right to left. I mean, the pages. But the text from left to right, so it cannot be this. Whatever. They have very strange logic here. Apparently that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. If you say so, Paul. Oh, it's an Arabic countries here, writing from right to left. So, whatever, they know better. Last time I used the pen, how many years ago? 20? Maybe even more. Plastic bags strewn about. And window. Should I try to connect this two? Indeed. There's a very tiny pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not like that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason? I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Get that blood away from me, Paul. Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. Wait, till you get a lot of this, Paul. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either. It appears that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, you say so? I leave it in your hands, Paul. Again, there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility. Wait, Paul, really? I suppose I will just have to show you the conflict in this crime scene. Well, I suppose to show something, isn't it? Let's see what they have first of all. One of the bags, stone and floor of lobby number 2, has Faraday's blood on it. And also check it. It's not here, it's from Mr. Faraday, but there are no other clues to be found. Which begs the question, do we need to put this bag inside another bag in order to preserve it as evidence? Yes. We did. Fountain pen. Used by the left-handed Faraday. And it's saying, looks like it has a quality nib. And the word from range cuts head. Seems Mr. Faraday was in the habit of using very nice fountain pens. The total opposite of me. Don't get these things at all. Well, I think the pencil behind your ear suits you just fine. Really? Think so, Paul? But I knew it was worth something. Wasn't exactly a compliment that I took. This looks like a quality nib. Here, let me test it out, Paul. Oh, this is really... got ink all over my hand. But I'm sure, don't ever play with the evidence like that again. Okay, let's show his right hand, for example. Eureka! Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he's left-handed. And yet, the handgun is in his right hand. Can you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the great contradiction Houghton describes them. Hey, you're right, Paul. It does seem kinda strange. But how could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion, and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. And that's all? And the autopsy report. Is it probable that Mr. Rell survived for a short time after he was shot? What? It is probable that Mr. Rell? Defendant survived for a short time? He was shot? Okay. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. I'm not sure how can you die instantaneously from the stabbing. For example, your brain was not damaged, or spine. You cannot die immediately. When your heart stops beating, you're still alive for several minutes. If you stop breathing, you... like right now. I'm still alive. How can you die immediately after stabbing? If you cut the throat, if you cut the heart somehow, pierce it, you will not die immediately. It's impossible. How the heck he died immediately? Whatever. The game says this. Looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course. The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rell survived for a short time. Okay. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must attack first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Okay, so this statement. Hold it. Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. It's all the basis I need. Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stopped. I begin to catch on, I see. But Gumshoe entered immediately. Actually, it's not saying it's this. Was in Hall on guard duty, and then gunshot didn't have a sign of struggle. Actually, don't know. Hold on. Hold it, of course. Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously? I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock. Due to being stabbed in the chest. Personally, I don't understand how shock can kill you. But maybe it kills somebody. If pain shock. It's a shock of pain. What the heck can be the shock? Need to go with this. Death from shock, but not electricity, of course. Life-threatening condition that occurs when body does not have enough blood circulating to meet its needs. Oh, this shock! If shock is not treated promptly, it can lead to death. But shock is not instant. That's the problem is. Takes minutes to die. Sometimes hours. So, what can cause the shock? Blood loss, infection, heart failure, severe burns, allergic reactions. How can you die instantly? Still don't understand. Well, to get a shock, you still need some time. Including shock itself. There you see, it's been documented, clear as day. Hold it. Hold it. So you believe that dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Mr. Rell became desperate, as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stop Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle, not its contradiction. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without... God statement without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise, so if you could append that statement to your testimony, fine. He struggled, and Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. Counterattack. Objection! If the two men were fighting, their struggle would surely cause quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Why so much faith in that detective testimony, you know? But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on a knife? Mr. Faraday's back was sitting right there in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out of at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the back. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stopped. Isn't there something strange in Francisca's statement just now? Yes, something is off. Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rell after being stopped, because he died instantly. Take that.
Take that!
Conan told the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that. Actually possible, even if you instantly dying. If you holding the gun already in your hand, there can be friction of your muscle to actually fire the weapon. Dead bodies also can move. You got me. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, then there's only one correct explanation. If you suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, will have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stopped Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. But it's the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisco. Just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible. Before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth the crime scene offers you. Francisco, you still got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is, let's see, the order of events, the order the bodies fell, the evidence box location, this one. The evidence box is too far away from the bodies. In the back, that's how the weapons were this far from the victims, and neither of the two men could have taken one out without the other noticing. Weren't you the one who just said, yes, Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point? No, take some responsibility for your own claims. Maybe we should give a more detailed explanation. Need to think this over one more time. Let's see. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. And the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in the scene. The order the bodies fell, of course. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. L. Then the wounded Mr. L found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stopped, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. L died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. No. Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. L's. Therefore, Mr. L must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible. Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime is here. No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that it's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove you're wrong. But just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. L's. And two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. Just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. Well, because they was distant from a gunshot. I mean, gun and wounds, of course, 0 yards. All I have to do is find a hole in your logic. Once I do, I can then present you with the evidence that proves the contradiction. Obvious. Wait this word. Chance. Fell into a pile. Took each other at the same time. So they didn't attack each other at the same time. Hold it. What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver, and then Mr. Faraday fired the gun. Why is they constantly using revolvers? Is it really a revolver? It is not a revolver, it's handgun. Regular one. There's nothing revolving here. That's already a contradiction, he works. So Mr. Faraday fired the gun. Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stopped Mr. Faraday. That's how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but... Do you have any other ideas? Then show me what you got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just saying to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. The fact indicates they attack each other at the same time from close range. Okay, now let's show it. Was it here again? Yeah. Objection. Oh, come on, game. Objection! So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. L's clothes. Therefore, Mr. L and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. L moved that far after being shot, it leaves only one possible explanation. A completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fall. I'm not right. Who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? The person who attacked first with murderous intent? It would be neither man. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can be only one explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. L, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. The third person is the real culprit. It's Edgeworth. Just one thing we're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. Of course? If a third person was truly here, that fact would resolve their glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a set-up, made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it, and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. Oh my god, what is the piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved? Third person bug. Can it be? It's an insane on it. She saw it's inside. Okay, it can be this bug. Pen, no. Knife. Okay, see, bug, maybe this. So this one, the scout immediately after a gunshot was heard and saying that it's possible he was alive, a little. Let me show the bug first. Take that.
Take that!
It is a bug. The gun in Mr. Faraday's hands and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items I could select the gun as well? These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? How did I have Gumshoe's testimony? I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must deliberately scatter them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, There's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. Notification. What the heck, it's another cat? See no one. The culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it. They could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. No, it was just a car. Nay, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging their own to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes.
Objection!
Who said this? What the heck's up with you, Paul? Mr. Bond, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What the heck? What? What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not smart enough to discipline, whatever it is, your own subordinates. Don't you dare. The detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. Usually who's accusing, this person is guilty, somehow. Usually, but not always. I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Monsieur, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let his honor explain it himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? Say, Mr. Bond? So I ask you, why would a detective, who was supposedly doing his job the whole time, want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No, of course not, sir. It appears that the one who set this whole crime scene up, that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Was that statement really a lie? David Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of two men. Now spit out the truth, or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir, honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. But I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I'm the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection, the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? Motive for the murders? No. Why he wasn't the hallway? State of the hallway. Detective Gumshoe, I take it that no one else was in that hallway at any time, correct? Of course not, Paul. You're being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me? Put your mouth, Paul. can't go around saying stuff like that about me without any evidence. Suppose you're right. No evidence at this point. As Edgeworth, how can you be losing a battle of wits with this detective? You're a disgrace. So I was wrong. Maybe I should ask about something else. Why he wasn't in the hallway? You know, Gamshow, why were you missing from the hallway for a span of time? Look, pal, like I said, I was there the whole time, okay? But there's testimonial. Now, Edgeworth, why are you wasting our time is a completely useless question. The only logical reason as to why he was absent is that he was busy committing the crime. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool. Still not? Why do we need these motives? I suppose the one thing I'd liked clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive? Huh? Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. Not a fact. You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I tell you, I am not lying. The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know? If you want a motive, Edgeworth, have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I wasn't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I humor you. It's a little courtroom practice. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. I stood there surprised as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." Brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. It's reason enough for a grudge. Well, hope that's for the perfect explanation. Totally misunderstand me, Paul. No matter how mad I get, could never hold a grudge. Quite. Can't trust anything you say. So, there's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se, but there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misuse perfect explanations may not be so perfect at all. A week ago. Hold it. Hold it! God damn it. Hold it! Hold it! To cut a new detective's salary right off the bat like that. I'm really familiar with the way you guys relate, but that's a common practice. Speaking of cutting my salary, did you threaten to do that to me earlier too? I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. As far as I can even find anyone, new or old, it's a snaps of his fingers. You think maybe that's reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess they really shouldn't cut people's pay. Too bad. Don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier. Yeah, I don't know what should I show here, but let's press every single statement. Hold it. A week ago. Then you and Detective Gumshoe are acquaintances? No way. I only met him in person today. And how did you know about Detective Gumshoe? I've seen him around before. Hold it. Hold it. Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah. You know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. But there he was, totally beat red in the face. And the offending detective just stood there, pale, as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making now, right? Completely innocent, I tell you. Poor man. It was quite the scene with the detective. He stood there so pale. Hold it! Hold it! Face contradiction here. Just stood there watching this unfold in front of you? Yeah, to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw the Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him. No way. So that was because I had something stuck on my face. But you do? Huh? What I've got stuck on my face? Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth, and those ridiculous eyebrows. I must say that's only Hugh has ridiculous eyebrows. Like they simply missing. Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Monsieur, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now. Sure, why not? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it! You call the explanation perfect? Uh-huh. Not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, that's something you want me to clarify? In that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? But of course! Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. How Mr. Faraday was killed? Motive for killing Mr. Rell? Faraday and Gumshoe's relation. Okay, motive for killing Mr. Rell. I understand the type of Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell? His motive for killing Rell? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would occurred. Would you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Should we look into that ourselves? In that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? It's impossible. She must know something. Wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? Makes me laugh. Can't even do anything. You already laughing away? Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would play it out the way it did anyway. Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight. or that's a requisite trait for being a fun karma? How's Edgeworth and the one that you shut this rude woman up? I wish you'll both be quiet for just 1 second. Well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. To you kids. There's no one out there. It's a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Earl. All you really have to establish that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Earl, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. That no one out there with grudge against both men should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. Second KJ8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. There's someone else I'm overlooking how is somehow related to them. Well, I see the relation. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Holy shit. So there's no one else who might have a grudge against both Mr. Faraday and Mr. L? I suppose no one is a bit of stretch. But I'm pretty sure no one like that was here in this courthouse today. But what about you? She's lying through her teeth. You just saw someone like that here earlier. Besides, you don't need to prove that the killer had a grudge against both men. Wait a second, what am I supposed to present here? This one? Let's show it. Objection. Objection! Oh my god. Objection!
Objection!
Monsieur, I believe there's someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? You're looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rao. You can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KJ8 incident, and a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Money Cochin. That's right. The very man who came to visit you earlier, out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Rell. And the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KJ8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two. You can't find me, Paul. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. They are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Money Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of... You want to investigate Cochin? Just be wasting your time. And why that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. Is it a remix of some other music? heard it somewhere. Some song? Just music? It's something very familiar, but I don't remember where I heard it. Whatever. No way. Can't do that, but you gotta believe me, sir. Maybe it will be in the ending credits from some. I was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir. Okay, then... Are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. And why should I believe you didn't do it? It's one incredibly foolish detective, standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I've to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, don't think he would, at the very least, offer up "I spaced out while on duty," or like, "Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation." Detective bet. Now it's Edgeworth. I'll go on ahead and report this to Papa. And that's... and they say in that. Right, everyone? Well, I suppose we should not be getting back to our real jobs now, Before we do, monsieur, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? So, what did you want to ask me about? The current case of the murdered Cadopian Embassy staff member, from that people have begun calling it the second KJ8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KJ8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KJ8 incident. Appreciate it if you stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom. And you know, I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. You can stop making that ultra-serious face in front of me? You could please stop laughing for just 1 second. It's going to make any headway like this. Just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KJ8 incident she is. Monsieur, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KJ8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KJ8 incident? Through the suspect? Through the victim? Through the lead prosecutor? Victim? Your connection to the KJ8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is Cecil, you? Whatever it is. You'll know that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me, with a straight face, that you are not related to this case? Sorry, but you are not related. Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but. Monsieur, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. Figured he should say hi. And one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. That's supposed to mean... Why? Stop it. The scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. But just as Mr. Red said, he's not related to the double murder. As around, and people on the gallery claim that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amana group was my sister, Cecil Yu, as I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial. Okay, let me check how actually she was named in Japanese. Because it's kinda stupid. How are they using? It's not even related. Her name in Japanese was Kazura Yuko. Yuko? Not even you. Why changing names, goddammit? Seriously. Such easy names and last names that easy to pronounce, easy to understand how to pronounce them, easy to spell, etc. Changing to something like guess yourself how to read it, huh? I have no idea. She was killed right before she was to testify in the impending trial by Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his culture life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. Now, heard that the evidence to convict him did exist, but heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. That the evidence had been tampered with? Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amana group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? Don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? It's not true. Sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. Making no such face. Do you know? Laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. got to get going. Still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. The KJ8 incident and its murder investigation. It's my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus, the Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. This case is far from over, but whether or not the detective is the murderer can only be determined once I completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Firm Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name. My name isn't Miles Edgeworth. It's actually not his name, because it was just localized. It's as stupid as translating Native Americans' names into English. Maybe I should take a pause. I'm playing for 2 hours. Simply can't sit in one place for too long. Be right back. I'm back. So what, sir? What is to become of the trial in the Cotapian embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead. The case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Oh. Gotta check the weather as well. Yeah, tomorrow it will be much hotter. Wait a second, it will be 30 degrees Celsius next week? I mean the week after this one. Holy shit. Well, I love winter without any snow. I would prefer summer with lower temperatures than this. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian embassy staff member and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety. An atrocious circus, right, sir? I grow weary of this topic, Edgeworth. I'll have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. Perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I be competent to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It will give us some real-life experience. Don't you agree? Want to investigate this case that much? And do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, the top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. Have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutors, don't you? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. Return home now. Edgeworth, Francisco, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's line. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. Couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. What is he doing? Sir, nothing to report, sir. And no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job? Looks like they have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then these girls can have fun in a walking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. What the heck are you doing? Stop the water, sir. Tell me the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of foolish folk. Well then, don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that's what a drinking fool's mouth, and the thing that officers should be carrying. Let's give the officer a description of the water guzzler letter. She seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted to drink. Monsieur, what's your Edgeworth? And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? Should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I'm Francisca von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? And that means that for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. Why you weapon me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. And there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. Very sorry, but I have but a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you. Eyebrows scrunched, with lines on your forehead. And that, to us of you... What exactly is so funny? Sorry, just better dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Or that they failed to teach you proper behavior in the crime scene in law school. How much better now? So, what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of their murder. You were in the defendant lobby, number 1, the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. But wait a second, lobbies are connected here. She's related to this crime? And by we, I mean Mr. Butt. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Butt? Why? Had a little something to discuss, that's all. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu. Is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made all with the evidence from KJ8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. The sound Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He just made it that up. He made it up. Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of him sneaking into Cadopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So the defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us. Von Karmas. I don't believe it. You're serious? Why don't you say that face was something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KJ8 incident, alright? And for that, I have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such things. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to... Sorry, forgive my rashness. You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bat. But don't you lawyers usually discuss that trial with your clients during their recess? You do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. L away. Without that, Mr. Butt came into lobby number 1. So we just stayed there and talked. Okay, so it was Butt who killed him. And what did you talk with Detective Butt about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talk about how the trial was going. And then I insulted him some more. Bloody. I just not laughing. Your mom seemingly experienced nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Butt and I were in the final lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. So I take it that you are acquainted with Detective Butt? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KJ8 incident. But is also related to that incident? That's right. Well, the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cecil. Not going to name her C or something. C is more than enough. But you know how that turned out, don't you? Edgeworth? Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. Heard of the KJ8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, monsieur? The victim of that case, Cecil Yu, was my little sister. You making that super serious face again? I'm fine, really. Just make it a point to rub some more salt. His wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she loves her way is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Butt, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. Because practically, given that two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see, he did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Monsieur, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some pretty thief out for money, you know? Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives? You're not very funny or witty, are you, little miss from Karma? Mrs. Ham, be careful about who you meet. Choose carefully or you may be sued by... No, I choose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little missing. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. Suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, you get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss You is profiting nicely. Suppose I gotten all I can out of Miss You. Should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. It's kinda obvious. Detective Gumshoe? Hey, it's you, Paul. You're here. As am I. Don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, Paul. I swear my honor as a detective, I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, And should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Her heart bowed. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey Paul, go and do your proper investigation and get the real killer from me, will you? I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, detective. You claimed to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Early at around 3:20, and from Detective Butts, Paul. This time they were already dead, maybe? Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? Looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Horse, stink horse. And you whip, Paul. It was Detective Butt who ordered him to stand guard, Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope. Don't think, Paul. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Wait! You can't do that. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Butt, so, you know? And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Hands off, Paul. Just show it to us already. Annual bonus check within $5 total, except there's no check inside. $5? Had you look, now give it back, Paul. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. Just got it and cashed it today. Literally no cash on me up until I did, you know? So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. Don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, I'll throw it away for you later. How could you? Why do we need this? Detective Gumshoe's annual bonus. $5. He had no money on him until he cashed this. Why is it important? So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? Just ask Detective Bat the same thing myself, Paul. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, it was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. We were doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I always went up, going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. So I've asked him just about everything I needed to. Wait, since he became a suspect, there's one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. So I have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Why is the heck we are talking about bookshelf? If I didn't move. It's a bookshelf. What is Judges' Trial Exchange Log? There used to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The own daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages. nothing about this curtain here. Just page after page of related drivel. Judging by the contents, they are very enthusiastic about their courthouse's daily menu. It would appear that fried oysters are a favorite. I don't like fried oysters. Oysters must be raw. Like any seafood. I have no use for such a foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of the country's judiciary. How supposed to talk about this testimony? You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot on the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, Paul. Then you also claim that no one passed through the hallway either. So why judge said that he saw no one? That also correct? Yep, not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you tell is only making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? But it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, Paul. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so given the situation he is in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway from the defendant lobbies is in order. You? What was this? How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that shall I change money for earlier? Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. Looks like she dropped something. Swiss roll? Maybe I should arrest the girl? She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Courthouse special. Courthouse special Swiss rolls. Is being sold somewhere on the premises? I recall seeing a restaurant of any sort in this courthouse. Mediumation? Somehow doubt you'll find junk food like this in the restaurant menu. But then, when do they sell these things, huh? Convenience store, I suppose? Well, I'm sure there's no convenience store in this courthouse, Miss Miles Edgeworth. Damn it. Where in the world did this come from? Don't understand, is it empty or not? Whatever. Why do we need this? I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I asked all that I need to of this man. Now for the detective Butt and the judge. I have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scarf face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next, then, since left wisely the right door was available. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Oh, it's courtroom. Wonderful. This must be in the judge's desk. Can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I dreamed once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. No idea how frightening it was. It's almost 9. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. Don't be off for now. Ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime that happens. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. That new prosecutor, Mr. von Karma, recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred von Karma's daughter, Franziska von Karma. I'm set to become their successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended... What the heck? Bit my tongue. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please, feel free to refer to me as just Miss von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. At least somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Very well then, I shall call you Miss von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes? What about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Alright. Oh, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. Greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out the detective's exact movements. He's making a most ridiculous looking face. Maybe, but at least it doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. I suppose, but to von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight. Of course, at any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks, various other foods. This roll... $6? It's lovely. What will they think of next? Why everything's so expensive? Don't be a jerk in court, like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Fendant's fresh milk, 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral at the Swiss duel until the end with this for $6. Awfully overpriced. Line up is simply awful. Period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Hot dog 7? Is hot dog sandwich or not? I think it's too simple to call it sandwich. Sandwich is supposed to be something more complicated. Stay neutral, and the Swiss do until the end of the with this. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. Suppose this means that one should eat this during a recess? Can't eat during the trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now. You might if you wanted to eat one now. Come in packs of 2, after all. The middle of investigation, besides I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. I have to split it with you, and I don't want it. Is it card accepted? Should I even check this? Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well, you may continue with your testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. No idea you were chasing after me, my testimony. You understand that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That's the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, the detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines, buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom. There was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Honor, you could at least calm down and explain it to me rationally. I'm sorry. Let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. It's what my father honored judge's intuition said. Also, well, until the murder's accurate, just sort of brushed it off. Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. That's probably all I'm going to find out from his honor. Wait a second. But if somebody go behind the vending machine, you'll not be able to save this person. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth. Anytime. That's 3 hours. Should I go to sleep right now or read some more text? Judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I heard that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Little bet, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work here? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. To get in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. Detective Bet, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. Heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running toward lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you heard the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug, who was just walking around in the hall, and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered their bodies in that order. Makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does. Little miss. How to become a prosecutor very soon. You'll treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. Enter. Just joking. That is really something he can make Francisca behave. Are we about done? Anything else I should ask him about? Time he heard the gunshot. Place he heard the gunshot. Situation around the gunshot. place. Little bet, where were you when you heard the gunshot? How many times are you going to ask that? I was in the final lobby number 1 when I heard the gunshot. It's exactly the same as what he said earlier when I asked. Now get out of here. You get in the way. I'm not through questioning you yet. But anything else? Time? Like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It's around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'll be late. And just as I saw that, bunk, the sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So he heard the gunshots right before the trial was about to restart, Wait a second, I didn't want to cancel it. So, I heard you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday, that guy was just accused, you know? Just knew something was gonna happen. Detective's instinct told me. What could it did you? Could not even protect one lone prosecutor visit.
Hold it!
Francisca, think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective, but please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. Told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bat? Yeah, waited for him on the first floor. Till he got here. We came up to these dependent lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was very mad, and that he'll dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So, what choice did they have? All I could do was tell them big luck to stand guard outside. But they're working together, the two killers. And around that time, did all of that take place? Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. Again, the big luck, his assignment. He never left the hallway, not once. And how can you make such a claim? While the guards out in this floor's main lobby saw to me he didn't. And the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone to lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and I were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It seems that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing. I get the sense that he's somewhat investigating this crime scene, or rather, that he's keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bat, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. You'll just do as you please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us, however, May I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do you like? Do you find something, officer? Then there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. And then no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue? Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person who can deem useful here. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope. Just the fingerprints of those involved in the case, sir. See, know all of the players in the case, then, It appears that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. Suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. There's no sign that this fire extinguisher was used in the crime. You could already tell from a distance. Then why are you wasting your time examining it? Siska, let's not try to rush absolute genius. It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. Suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. Well, only this left. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly that's supposed to mean? But that means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might mean this was milked right here from the various defendants. Dangerous. Can't possibly be serious. Of course not. Shit, why should I even check this? Can we go into this place? What's in this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. Balloon. But of course. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there's a litter running loose inside this courthouse. Simply unforgivable. It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Second. What the matter? I picked myself on one of these cactus needles. I don't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what do you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Think it's related? You really think so? You also believe that this cactus sitting on this window sill is completely related? Obviously. Well then, I look forward to your examination on how exactly it is related. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home, huh? It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size. Well, you want to carry their mighty von Carmony and not be squished under it. Better work extra hard, just like the ants. Same goes for you, Francisco. So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. And see it? At your height? I'm not surprised. I guess short people have feelings though. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of popped balloon. Popped. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friends, the windowsill cactus. It would be the logical conclusion, yes. Can I connect this one? No? Actually, I saw that he'll be behind this animation. Looks like not. The dirt on this bench smells like some sort of sweet substance. I believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame. And now, Francisco. Now, take a good look. Now this... Ah, wait a second, he was sitting below window. Now this smuggle look kind of like a handprint to you? Suppose it could be? Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who's selling this bench. See, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slab. You there, the lab technician. Can you please find out who this handprints belongs to? Sir, yes sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Interesting. Good work, officer. As I thought. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. So that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. One of these black speckles, if it's a pile of ants eaten away. The detective claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet, has a whole hill of them. What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tub of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate is a Swiss roll. Hey, what was cost $5? Cost them. Miles Edgeworth. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. It wasn't me that dropped foot on the ground. Courthouse must be kept clean. Actually nothing, but if you add $1, you will be able to buy a Swiss roll. But of course, these bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? Might not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there. Event machine. Oh, I see. They talk about it several times already. They're acting like they see it for the first time. Staying neutral as the Swiss do till the end of this. 2 for 6? Talk about expensive. Not 2 for 6, so 1 for 3. Maybe normal. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally, after all, I'm here, aren't I? Little Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and saw it, the bench. How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, it creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. Contradiction? Where? Think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Some contradictions, kinda obvious what happened. Contradictions. Alright. Where's his salary? Eureka! Eureka. About the death of Gumshoe's finances. Financial situation. Finances. He's saying that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor that guy. If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found Kate crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must bought a pack somehow. Indeed. Detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how? The obvious. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Will I do too? Alright, Francisco. Would you care to share what conclusions you come to? Why should I do that? It's still in the middle of a competition, you know? Should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first. So you go ahead. It's almost skewed that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay his honor a visit to correct his testimony. Well, kinda obvious, but correct him. Maybe not today. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Let me say it here. Seriously, it's better to get up early tomorrow and continue with my show. It must be finished. Damn it. Too late. Alright, that's it. I'm going to sleep. Indeed. Right here and right now. So thank you for stopping by and see you tomorrow. Yes, for sure. Tomorrow I'll continue. Maybe I'll finish this first episode, maybe not. Who knows? Bye. Good night.